Hello and welcome to another day in paradise. Today I want to talk about Jason Blake, but before I do, I'd like to ask you to please help by supporting this channel by please hitting the like button. Matter of fact, don't even bother do that. Don't even bother do that. Just listen. That's all I need to ask you to do, listen. Okay, so you saw for yourself what's happening in the United States. Jason Blake being shot at point blank range 7 times in the back. What kind of a person does that? Okay, you don't shoot somebody in the back 7 times unless you are trying to kill that person, right? Okay, now this has gone beyond lunacy, okay? There's been some pretty bad stuff happening, we know this, but it should be clear in your minds by now that there are a group of police officers, yeah, not all of them, I don't care if it's all of them, they are all part of the same system, right? But there is a specific group of officers who are going out and doing what they can to murder Bantus or anyone who is a different colour of them, because they're simple-minded people, and that's the way simple-minded people act. So we know this. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? Okay, because it's easy. I mean, it's easy to moan about it and then continue about your life like nothing happened. But isn't knowing that there are a group of people who are driving around in guns who are heavily financed by the government, who want to see you dead for no particular reason, they just want to. Okay, so you can do one of two things: flight or fright, flight or fight, right? You can leave and build your legacy somewhere else, or you can stay, fight for justice, and know that you're not going to see it in your lifetime, and your kids probably won't see it in their lifetime. But we need to start focusing more on generations as opposed to the short-term change that we can make now, because the changes that we are trying to implement now in the United States are not going to be significant enough. We could do. The United States is filled with people who are culturally disadvantaged. They survive off the culture that foundational Americans of African ancestry brought to them. They had nothing before that. Can you imagine St. Louis, you know, Mardi Gras, with no African heritage linked to it? What would it be? Literally, when it comes to culture, the Europeans, they're not well endowed. It's beautiful. I love Mozart. I do. I like some musicals. But it's not going to have a major lasting impact on all people. It's just for a small minority. The vast majority of even Europeans don't listen to classical music. They don't like it. So they need you. You have something that they believe they can survive without, but they can't. This Jacob Blake, yeah, okay. You see him get shot in the back 7 times, and he's managed to survive it. And the tragic thing, the most tragic thing about what happened that day was his kids watching that happen to him. What's that going to do to them? Simply locking up this police officer is not good enough, clearly. Me sitting here talking to you about it is not enough either. At one point, a few years ago, I was so willing to go back to the United States to help the American people. I'd left there so long ago, but I really wanted to go back to help. But as I continue to learn more and more about the United States and its people and its culture, or lack of, I realized that it didn't really have any hope. I've seen the Europeans now who are moving to the United States as well, disadvantaged. Okay? They're not getting the cream of the crop. I can tell you this now. Cream of the crop is staying right here in Zurich, in Geneva, in Strasbourg. They don't want to live in the United States. They don't want what you have to offer there, because they've seen it. Most people have, and it's not so impressive. So, back to the question, what are you going to do? You can either leave or you can fight. I would suggest that you do both. You build your empire in Africa. Build your empire in a place that will benefit your people. But continue to work, eat, sleep, play, do whatever you want to in the United States. Wife gets pregnant, go back to the United States. Have your baby, grab your passport, get out of there. We're not telling you to leave forever. No one leaves forever. I've lived for the last 25 years in many countries all over the world. I never once went there and said, oh, I won't be able to leave anymore. You have a place where you can go to where people will embrace you with open arms. A place where you can buy land and it's your land. No one can ever take that land from you, right? It's not like in America where you buy a piece of land and if you don't pay land taxes, they come and take it off you. No. In Nigeria, you buy your land, it is your land. I'm not going to keep telling people this. I'm making these videos, but I don't want to keep telling people this. Okay? It should be common sense. It should be common sense now. There's nothing keeping anybody from doing it. Okay? I mean, I had a message a few days ago with somebody telling me that, well, it's easy for you to say, you're in your cute little apartment in Zurich, you're not in any danger there. It's easy for you to say, go and move, pack up all your family and move to one place. But I had to explain to them that no matter how quaint all this is, it is nothing compared to what life would be like, the energy that you get when you go to especially West Africa, where I'm going to, where I have been to, where I've visited. That is the life for me. I know this. I know this. So I don't have to complain, I have to moan about it. I'm going to do the things that I have to do to build a life for my family. For me, that is of number one importance. That is what is most important. So please, stop watching the videos of this guy getting shot 7 times. Stop sharing it. We don't need to know. We don't need to see it, okay? It's damaging us. It's doing more good than bad to show us these videos. Don't do it anymore, please, right? And make a choice. Just decide. Even if it's a long-term plan, make the long-term plan and stick to it. You have the ability to do both. No one's telling you to forget about the United States. God damn it, your forefathers built that country off their own backs. No, don't forget about it. Make sure you get a piece of it, but make sure you build your generational wealth too. And the best place to do that is not in the United States, a place where they'll tax you for breathing in a few years' time. The best place to do that is in the motherland. So anyway, thank you for listening, and yeah, stay safe out there. Ta-ra a bit.